So let's just put some figures in there just to see where we could be going. So I suspect we're going just down here. So let's put down target 4560. At this level, I believe you'll have a bit of support. So we clearly have a lower channel and a top channel. Let's put some text in there. So we've got some figures. So the top line, let's go in there, put the figures in there. So we have 4800. There's a target. Yes.
Before we get started, just a quick disclaimer. The content on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice, and I am not a licensed financial advisor. Everything shared in this video is based on personal opinion, research, and experience. So please do your own research and consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions. Investing involves risk, and you could lose money. By watching this video, you agree that you are responsible for your own financial choices. With that said, let's get into the video.
Welcome to Bull and Bear Hunter this week. In today's video, we are going to look at this week's action in gold. This week, gold traded between the 4,600 and hitting the 4,800 target resistance line, which I'd drawn on the chart. Now let's have a look at the monthly view, just to see the overall picture. So at the moment, we are still at the top of the chart. So that's looking good. Let's look at the daily. Daily, again, we're still within the channel that are drawn in, which is the grey channel. The daily shows that we might actually be at some sort of resistant area, which is that 4,800 area. So let's see if we can find a support area if gold decides to turn and go downwards. So yes, I've spotted the area. So there's a pivot point just around here. So I'm just gonna put that in. So if it drops from that 4,800, we could be heading in short term back to 4,400. So let's look at the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, we can see again that line that I put in, that 4,800, with a down target of 4,560. I suspect this week we could potentially go down to that area before the next move. Where the next move is going to be is probability. So it could bounce off that 4,560 and then head back up to the 4,800. If it does break the 4,560, then you would imagine that 4,400 would be your next support, and then heading towards the bigger support, which is the bottom of the big channel of 4,200 to 4,100. So let's put in some little indicators. So whilst I'm drawing in the indicators, if you like what you see, help the channel, support us by liking, sharing, subscribing, and switching on the notification bell to be alerted of any new videos that we might be launching. And hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more informative information on gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Don't forget to leave your comment. If there is a particular chart that you would like me to have a look at, again, just let me know. I'll have a look at it, see if I can chart it for you and see what picture I can build and see what we can find. So after putting the indicators, what I would like to now do is just put in some figures so that we've got a clear area of resistance and support, possibly going into next week. And let's see what happens. Let's see if we can hit these targets on gold next week. The first target I'll be updating will be the upper side. So 5,100 is that area. So I'll put in the target there. And then the next one will probably still remain the same, which is the 4,560. So that's still intact, unless that line, that support breaks. I still believe that we'll still hit it. As long as it holds, then we should bounce back up. If not, then we should be looking at that 4,400. That should again hold. If not, then we're definitely looking at the lower part of the channel, which is the 4,200 to 4,100. But I don't see it going to there. But with anything in charts is all probabilities. So it's just to bear in mind that it could visit those areas as well. But I believe short term, we're probably going to go to that 4,560, and then we're going to head to the higher part of the channels. So now that I've put those in, I also like to put in where we ended the week. So which was around the 5th of April. Just as a quick reminder for us, so when we do visit this chart next week, we've got a clear indicator on there. So as you can see, the first one was on the 27th of March. So the next one's on the 5th of April. And then I will indicate I'll put another indicator on there for this week's chart. So once I've finished putting the dates on this chart, I will then go into the 10 minutes view. I want to have a look to see if there is any change in the trade and the charting. We might be able to spot something else on a shorter term view, which might be useful, because if you don't look at the short term and the medium and the long term, you could potentially be missing different trades and different setups. Just going to complete this, and once I've completed it, I will change the view into the 10-minute view and have a look at what we can see. Hopefully everything will remain exactly the same. If the picture is different, then I will look to put some resistance and some supports in there, and we'll take it from there. So let's go into the 10 minutes. Here we are. So 10-minute zoom in, so everything's still pretty much identical. We have got the clear 4,800 area, top area of resistance. We have the 4,560 support. I can see a pivot point just here, so I'm going to draw a line just taking that up, which might indicate a possible wedge forming. So let's just drag that out to about here. Yep. So let's just pull this chart down a little bit, go down the screen so I can see a bit clearer. There we go. Okay, I can see that top area. So let's put the line in from about here. Yeah, that's fine. Let's drag it down. So you can see the potential wedge is forming on the 10-minute chart of gold, which is why it's so useful sometimes, just to look at the different time scale, because on the 1 hour that wedge isn't quite there, but you can see it on the 10-minute. So we'll go back to the 1 hour view again, just to make sure everything is exactly how we see it. So, but let's keep an eye on that wedge that's forming. Okay, so that concludes the charting for gold for this week. So like I said, if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, share, switch on your notification, leave your comments below. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you soon.